Yes, sir. Come on through, Dana. Appreciate it, Dana. Wade, nice to meet you. I'm liking that ring shirt you're rocking today. Ladies and gentlemen, President of UFC Dana White is with us now.
Shirt. Look at
you
that,
just got done with Nightcap over there. The boys, man, Shannon and Ocho. How was that?
It was great.
Yeah.
Love those guys.
Yeah, man. So Vegas, we're here. Talk to me about why this was the fight Dana White decided to come into boxing to support and grow the sport.
Well, it's not that this was the fight that I decided to do. This was the fight that I was offered, by Shake Turkey. He said, I put this fight together and I would love for you to be the promoter of it.
Yeah.
And who the hell would say no to this?
I can't, yeah.
You know
nobody,
what I mean?
Yeah.
You'd have to be mentally ill to not want
Right.
to promote this fight.
Right. So this whole thing, this build-up, Netflix, the entire thing, is this the big push for Dana White to do more in boxing? I've heard you talk about this new Contender series you're going to do. Obviously, Zufa Boxing now come to life. Is this the first
what we did was when Shake Turkey asked me to be the promoter of this fight, we went out, we cut the television deal, we went out and cut the arena deal.
Yeah.
We did all the groundwork for this thing. And then obviously we're putting together the production, all the nuts and bolts and all the things that go into a fight. We did. This is going to be the third biggest fight in history.
Crazy.
Right? And I know a lot of people like to talk shit. Take it however you want to take it, boys. Number one fight of all time, Mayweather-Pacquiao.
Boom.
Number two, Mayweather-McGregor.
Boom.
Number three, Crawford versus Canelo. What do two of the three have in common?
Yeah.
I've been a part of two of the biggest
Dana,
fights in the history
shit. Talk your shit.
Of boxing. So, and then I'm going to do my own thing in 26 with Shake Turkey. He's got a lot of other plans, but the thing that I'm most focused about is this thing that I want to do in 26. I think that
the Contender style.
I think that I can add a lot of value to the sport and to a lot of these young up-and-coming guys.
Yeah.
I saw Eddie Hearn, who...
I was just going to ask you about this. This happened.
I love and respect this guy. I consider him a friend. I was surprised, but not surprised to see him talking shit today. And
I guess letting you know. He said, listen.
I guess my response is I look forward to it too, my brother. I look forward to it too.
I'm an MMA guy as well as a boxing guy. You love to compete.
I love.
And so does Eddie.
I love.
And you guys being, going, he said he wanted to go one-on-one with Dana White. That's got to fire you up.
Yeah, well, I think that he's, I don't listen to what the media says. I've only seen clips.
To be fair, he said he wanted to compete. He was like, listen, I want to show that I'm the better boxing promoter, which is, I think, what everybody wants to do.
Yeah. And I think he's looking at it wrong. He's like, he's not doing anything that's different than anything we've ever done. And I don't disagree with that. I mean, there's only so many things to do, but there's certain ways to do it. And fair enough to him, where he says that he thinks that I don't know enough about the boxing business and all this stuff.
Look at that smirk.
I'm gonna stay in my little world like I always do.
Yeah.
Like I live in my own little world, with UFC and lots of things in my life. I'll tell you how in my own little world I live. I just discovered Billie Eilish like 2 weeks ago.
Had no idea who she was.
Had no idea who she was. I'd never heard of her.
One of the biggest superstars on the planet.
Never heard of her. Never heard any of her songs or saw any of her things. And I saw this thing on Instagram where when she was 16 years old, she did this festival. It was like the Reading Festival or something out in California. Have you seen that clip?
I've heard about this thing you're talking about, yes.
So this girl, who was probably 14 or 15 years old, with her brother when she wrote this music, goes out to this festival, which is in the afternoon. She wasn't even the main act that day, right? It was that night. And the way that the crowd reacted to her and sang to her song is one of the cool. I've watched it 150,000 times. Seriously. I'm not even kidding. My guys are like sick of hearing it.
Like, all right, Dana, enough Billie Eilish, yeah.
I love that kind of stuff. I love that this young, talented, girl and her brother wrote this music and the way that the fans reacted to her song at this thing has just blown me away for the last couple of weeks, and I can't stop watching it. But I was just an example of how in my own little world I live. And then I looked at it's Bad Guy or Tough Guy. I don't know the name of the song, but Then when you look at the official video, it's got 1.3 billion views.
And you're like, holy cow, I'm just discovering
No,
this.
I love it. No, I love that type of stuff. And I think that no matter what business you're in, what sport you're in, or whatever walk of life you're in, you always have the ability to find somebody that connects with people. The Conor McGregors, the Ronda Rouseys, the Billie Eilishes, these type of people. I love going out and trying to find those kind of people.
And I think that's kind of, you're talking about this.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. You're talking about this new contender. It seems like you want to invest in the youth of this sport.
Look at the contender series with the UFC.
It's insane, man. What you're doing over there is incredible.
We have multiple world champions.
You can't even put them on two hands. It's all the people you're seeing, and you go back through their career highlights, and they started on the contender series. Oh, wait a second. And then they're world champs or whatever else.
This is what I love, and this is what I'm interested in. And I'm not looking to, say, I'm going to go in and I'm going to overhaul boxing and I'm going to do things that nobody's ever seen. I can tell you this, I'm going to put on a much better production than anybody's seen in boxing. I think that we will innovate the production side of the sport. I think that we will elevate in how the sport is presented and the way that we do it. I think we will bring new things that people haven't seen, and I think we'll make the sport more exciting.
Yeah.
So that's where I disagree with my good friend Eddie Hearn.
Right.
But I look forward to it too, Eddie.
Oh, I can't wait to see that. That's a one-on-one matchup I got to see. Talk to me. I heard there's potential rumors. You guys have had some fighters signed potentially with Zufa. Is there any fighters you could tell me potentially?
We do have guys signed. Again, after I get this weekend behind me,
right.
We'll go that route more.
Sure.
I say this all the time when I'm doing something new, whether it was the UFC Power Slap and other things we've done. Watch what we do in the next 2 years. UFC and all the other things that we're doing, including boxing. Watch what we do in the next 2 years.
Well, talk to me about this. We're here obviously for Saturday. I know you want to focus on that. Canelo Crawford, massive fight. I know you can't really lean one way or the other, but how do you think
this is how I always lean. How I always lean is I want to be a part of, shows that when people fly to Vegas, buy tickets, spend money on hotel rooms and dinners, or stay home and watch it, or watch it in a bar, they're not bummed out that they wasted their time watching my events. That's my goal every Saturday, no matter what I'm doing. So there's a lot of things that go into that and a lot of attention to detail that I think every boxing promoter, not just some of them, doesn't do.
That's where Dana White comes in.
I just think that's the difference between me and everybody else.
Yeah. Well, talk to me about some of the stuff. You're balancing a lot right now. Obviously, you have this event. You're going to do more in 2026, but there's another big event that's coming in 2026 that I got to talk to you about. The rumors are swirling about. It's this White House event for the UFC. I saw something today where they said there's going to be about 5,000 people. I don't know if you said this or somebody else potentially on the lawn, and then some bigger screens going on. How excited are you about this? Because it looked like when this became a potential, you started getting fired up.
Oh, yeah. Listen, I love one-of-one type events like the Sphere last year for UFC Noche. This event.
I was going to say, we got Noche
I'm doing
as well.
2 fights in 2 different states on the same night.
Crazy.
And we've lined it up so that everybody can watch both. And everybody who's watching this right now, including yourself, can't tell me that you haven't been home watching 2 college football games at the same time, 2 NFL games at the same time, maybe even 2 fights at the same time. That's what we've lined this up to do. This is a special one-of-one event too. And then the White House is literally the unicorn of one-of-one events. We're going to be on the South Lawn. We'll have under 5,000 fans on the South Lawn. And then the park that is connected to the White House will have 85,000 people with screens. We're doing a big stage over there. We're going to do concerts. We're literally going to take over Washington, D.C. that entire week.
Crazy.
We're going to do, we're going to do International Fight Week there.
Yeah.
So UFC X will be there and lots of other things that we're working on.
Has every single fighter on the roster asked to be on this card?
Pretty much, yes. Pretty much.
I don't know if you've seen, I know that you essentially had ruled out John Jones being a main eventer on that card. He says he's training 5 days a week, Dana. He said he's trying to get on that card. What does John Jones have to do to get on a White House card?
Well, John Jones doesn't have to train 5 days a week now. The fight isn't until next,
he just looks like he's jazzed up. He's ready, This is a renewed John.
He has made it very clear to me that this is what he wants to do. But I need people on this card that I can count on, that no matter what happens, opponents get switched out or whatever happens, I need guys that I can absolutely count on that are going to show up that night. So, listen, I'm not saying no to John Jones, and I respect the fact that he's pushing this hard, but John Jones and I just had a deal that he pulled out of.
Yeah.
So he's not on the top of my list, even though I say it all the time, he's the greatest of all time. I still know that to be a fact.
The comments are going to come after you once again.
He's not the greatest of all time guy you can count on, that for 100% is going to be solid and be there.
Yeah.
And say what you want about Conor McGregor, because people like to talk shit about that too, but he is that guy.
Yeah.
And he's always been that guy. I've been in the room. I've been on the phone. I've been, lots of people like to talk tough publicly. But behind the scenes, it's a whole nother ball game.
Yeah.
When the shit hits the fan, who's really willing to go out and Conor McGregor has always been that guy.
So you said John's not at the top of your list for that one. Maybe don't rule it out, but who is? Can you give us a little bit of?
I just said Conor McGregor.
Conor. So that's
Conor
the main
McGregor
event
has
you want.
Always been that guy. Ronda Rousey too.
Yeah.
Chuck Liddell has always been that. There's a laundry list of people that and a lot of these people that are super talented are almost like dealing with artists. They have their quirky little things, and
everybody's different in this game, and fighters are always personality completely different. They're going to show up at this point, going to show up 2 hours late. You never know sometimes. So yeah, absolutely. Now, this White House card, a lot of people are super excited about. Obviously, people are excited about the Noche event as well, going on the same day. But let's say Saturday night ends, whoever wins this fight, this is going to change the sport of boxing, I feel.
I could not agree with you more.
I think this is going to bring back this, especially here in America, because I've worked with a bunch of different companies in the UK, and that's a big boxing hotbed right now. But America needs boxing, in my opinion, to ascend back to, let's talk about the early 1900s, number one sport in America, number one sport in the world. And we haven't had that, and I think this could be a tipping point.
When has there ever been a business or sport or whatever you want to call it that has generated trillions of dollars in revenue, and at the end of the day, there's nothing there?
Yeah.
And to be honest, it took Saudi money to make this kind of stuff happen. If you look at what MBS and Sheikh Turkey have done in the sport of boxing in no time at all.
Like this.
It's absolutely amazing. But that's what it took. And it also, said to me, this is the right time to do it. This is the right time to jump in. If it's ever going to work and it's ever going to be great again, right now is the time.
Why do you think that is?
Because these guys are so aggressive and so willing to make these big fights. And the other thing that is incredibly impressive is, you're seeing it now with me. There's so much hate in the sport of boxing. Everybody hates everybody, all this crap. And these guys are willing to get all the biggest haters together to pull off these fights.
Do you enjoy that a little bit?
No,
being the new
I don't
kid,
enjoy it. I absolutely love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Because it feels like, again, competition has been your tipping point, has made the UFC what it is. Now coming into boxing, people that maybe you like Eddie, but there's other guys like an Oscar De La Hoya.
Yeah.
That people that you may not get along with, but I think that might fuel you even more.
But that's the thing about the fight business. Even in my business in the UFC, there's guys that I like and there's guys that I don't like. There's guys that I don't like to fight for me.
For sure.
I don't like them. We don't have to like each other to work together,
right.
But yeah, everybody hates everybody in the boxing business. And now guys that I was absolutely cool with are talking shit and coming. But that's part of the business.
This Eddie thing, is it surprising to you that he did that today?
It is in some ways, and it isn't. Eddie's a guy who, when you look at what his father has accomplished and whatever.
Matchroom, incredible.
It's very hard being a son of somebody so successful for you to carve out your own niche and create your own identity.
Yeah.
And Eddie has done that.
Yeah.
And like I said, I really like and respect Eddie Hearn. Always have, and that's never going to change. So
yeah, let's talk about.
But I look forward.
I can tell.
I look forward to competing
for this. I can't wait. Make a whole spectacle of it. You know, they did the 5v5 with Eddie and Frank. They got to do something with you and Eddie now in the same kind of boat. That'd be sick. You get your roster together. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, there's going to be lots of different opportunities. But what's great for it, there's a lot of shit talk about how much boxers make and all this stuff. Handful of guys do.
Oh yeah,
the other tens to hundreds of thousands of fighters out there don't.
The
make
fighter
that kind
pay
of money.
talk has been.
I can tell you this, and people talk shit about the pay in my sport. There are guys who come off the Contender Series who have made millions and millions of dollars already.
Yeah,
where nobody knew who they were. We built them up, and they now make millions and millions of dollars.
Yeah.
So I will do the same thing in the boxing business.
I can tell
it
you're
won't
fired
just be
up.
10 guys that make millions of dollars or 7 or however many there are.
Yeah,
There's
something
gonna be,
about boxing that's I think you want to change, and I think Turkey does as well, is the introduction of stacked cards that you care not just about the main event, but you care about that undercard, and you use that main event to build your undercard versus, I mean, you've called it a going out of business sale, right? When you have these cards that are loaded with fighters you don't really know or care about, and then there's that big main event, and that price and that purse gets in that main event, and everybody else is kind of left behind.
This is what I will guarantee you I will do. In no way, shape, or form have I come into this boxing thing arrogant, saying, "Oh, I'm going to change the whole sport, and I'm the savior of boxing." Blah 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 blah. Never have I said any of that.
Right.
But here's what I will say: I am gonna, within the next couple of years, we'll have people tuning into all the fights, from the first fight of the night till the end, consistently.
Yeah.
Like the UFC.
Yeah. That's how you built the UFC.
None of these boxing guys can say that they've done that, or that what I'm doing isn't unique or different than anything that's ever been done.
Yeah,
that is definitely unique. It hasn't been done. You don't have any of these promoters where people are tuning in to the first fight of the night.
Yeah,
I got celebrities that come to the UFC,
yeah,
and they're sitting in their seats the first fight of the night.
Theo Von, your guy. All right, Dana, I know you're going to have to wrap up. Do me one favor. Can you really quickly talk to me about Callum Walsh? I know you're very excited about his fight. And then give me one fight Dana White would like to promote. Outside of this mega fight here, another fight you'd like to promote in boxing.
Well, I'll tell you this. I heard that Fernando Vargas Jr. was saying, not only am I fighting Callum Walsh on Saturday night, I'm fighting Dana White and Sheikh Turkey. Meaning that he feels like this, like the deck is stacked against him because I got behind Callum. That's not true. I put these fights together. I do all the bells and whistles. Who wins and loses is up to you.
That's up to you, yeah.
If it's you, Fernando Vargas Jr., I respect your father and what he did in his career and everything else. And Saturday night's up to you. We're giving you the opportunity.
I was going to say, it almost
you're the
gives
co-main
you,
event.
Right.
In the fight of a lifetime.
Yeah.
You are the co-main event. I respect you as much as I respect anybody else on the card, including the main event.
Yeah.
Saturday night is up to you. I promise you, you do not have Sheikh Turkey or myself, against you on Saturday.
It only
you go in and do what you do, and Callum's going to do what he does.
Yeah. And
this is an opportunity for both of you to not only, build your name and your legacy, but make a lot of money.
Yeah, man, I'd argue your involvement helps that. But, Dana, I appreciate it. Do you have one message to the people watching for this Saturday, whatever you got in the future coming up?
Let me
boxing?
say this. If you are a UFC fan, right, Saturday night is your opportunity to tune in and watch. You already know what UFC Noche is. It's sold out in San Antonio. You're going to watch that card. Now you have the opportunity to watch a stacked boxing card of great fighters all the way up to the main event, right? If you are a boxing fan and you are a fringe UFC guy, you have the opportunity to tune in Saturday night, watch an unbelievable card with a badass main event. So the bottom line is this. If you are a fight fan or a fringe fight fan, Saturday night is the greatest night in combat sports history. Enjoy, everyone.
We'll leave it off on that. Ladies and gentlemen, UFC president, now Zufa Boxing head, Dana White coming through.